Hey, how's everybody doing? Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you click on this reading is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership and your support. So today I'm coming with a long-awaited reading that probably should have been done months ago. We're going to tap into the energy of Alexander Botts and Kathy Ta. Now, if you've been following the Tory Lanez case and the progression of the motions and everything, as of July the 29th of this year, the AG over the state of California allowed the files to be unsealed so that everything could be seen in its full totality. And when that happened, Alexander Botts and Kathy Ta ended up in a very compromising position. And what I mean by that is it was brought to the attention of not just the AG and the legal team that represents Daystar Peterson, better known to the world as Tory Lanez, but also to the world that there were statements that were made by the driver, Jaquan, who also doubles as a bodyguard for Tory, that he indeed did not witness Tory firing a firearm at Megan. Okay? This statement not only was on the record, but it was filed before charges were pressed and they entered into court. Okay? This is very important. This witness statement was sealed and hidden from the court. The prosecution blamed Tory's lawyers for not having Quan as a witness on their side. Quan did show up to court. He did come to testify. He was denied by the prosecution because they claimed that they hadn't had enough time to overview his testimony and to vet him as a witness, so to speak, and they were trying to wrap everything up before Christmas, so he didn't get to testify. He re-entered another statement in which was not accepted onto the record, and they treated it as if he was new to the case and they hadn't had a chance to examine his statement or the evidence around his statement, which now appears to be a very fraudulent claim because they already had a statement for him and they sealed it and hid it from the court and the public. So thank you for listening. I had to get that, out of the way for people who do not know, because there's a lot of people who have not been abreast of what's going on with this case as of late, and they still don't know all the inner working details of the case before all of this transpired. So now that I've put that out there, we're going to go ahead and start this reading. If someone could ever be so kind as to timestamp this reading for 3 minutes and 45 seconds, I greatly appreciate you. And let's go. Spirit guides, ancestors, and angels of the highest heavenly order, show me the energy around Kathy Ta and Alexander Botts now that there are further developments in the case and the evidence on behalf of Daystar Peterson, better known to the public as Tory Lanez. What's to be expected now? Okay, so we have the Wheel, the Chariot, and the Seven of Swords. Very, very interesting combination. So when you think about that, that is like having a victory and being able to move forward through underhanded behavior, covert actions, okay? That help to bring stability. That also represents stubbornness, being unyielding when it comes to the matter around this high-profile woman, okay? the Palace of Wands. Wow, so Palace of Wands to the Hermit. That represents everything that was around Tori, because Tori was the fire sign of this situation. So that's its infrastructure. That is everything that goes off into not just his home life, but the stability of everything that he's built. And the hermit mode is dark night of the soul. But during that hermit mode, he was able to go into seclusion, to learn, to understand, and to fortify himself. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, that's like love and abundance. Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is definitely a card of juggling and being in two minds about a situation. And here it is, the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which has to do with apologies and sorrow. So somebody's definitely sorry about juggling situations within this case. The World. So the World is like an end to a cycle. And to double down on that, you have Death, which means something has to end for something to begin. So why did they juggle with how they were going to bring this case to a close? Interesting enough, we've got the Seven of Coins here at the bottom of the deck, and we've got the Hermit. That feels like someone invested in a possible outcome, allegedly. Before I go any further, this reading is for entertainment purposes. All things said are alleged. Allegedly. So, yeah, Seven of Coins represents investing into a situation, but it also dual represents as you sow, so shall you reap. So with that being said, it's like everything that they invested into this situation is now coming full circle. Okay, now remember, I literally just said investment, and you got this Ten of Coins here. Ten of Coins is a very large amount of money, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune, okay, falling on top of the Chariot. The wheel to the Chariot is like someone, you know, having a large possible upgrade, windfall to move things along through some very maleficent, sneaky, underhanded types of means, okay? The Ten of Coins represents a very, very large amount that could have been given to someone for this opportunity. The Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So you got a lot of coins, okay, pentacles, that even started this whole situation off. And that's very, very interesting. Also, the Palace of Wands represents action and behavior. So, you know, we're explaining why certain actions were taken. And the the Palace of Wands would represent as well law enforcement or the prosecutor's office, possible motivation, okay, and how they decided to move forward, because the Ace of Cups isn't just about love, it's also about abundance. And it feels like that may be the energy that pushed this through very swiftly and aggressively. Because Ace of Wands is like, you know, forward movement and expansion to receive a wish fulfillment. Eight of Cups. Okay. So 8 of Cups is the card of walking away from a situation. So it feels like the, you know, prosecutor's office, the DA's office may not have wanted to take this case. That initially they were going to walk away from this case. They were going to let this case, you know, just run its course because they didn't have enough, allegedly. But then you got the priestess that shows up at the bottom of the deck, and that represents some very, very secretive, covert, private information that others may not have been privy to. And funny how this Emperor shows up. Last few readings, this Emperor keeps showing up. This fiery, passionate person, this controlling person. Okay? And this person falls under the Ace of Cups. And it feels like that's why they gave this large amount of money. The Six of Coins. Okay, someone donating money, you know, money that they did not expect to receive back. You know, they just needed to receive a certain particular outcome, allegedly. Seven of Wands. So this even, Seven of Wands represents defending or defense. So if we're talking about the defense team, okay, you've got this person standing here, and there's 2 coins in the air. And let's remember, Tori had 2 sets of defense attorneys that switched out during this case. It even feels like this was a part of that, allegedly. Okay. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which represents a higher level person, a very high level professional person, possibly a lawyer. Oh, they said even a judge. And you've got the World here, which represents an end of a cycle. Explain this World card. Yeah. Now remember, here's that Seven of Coins. Remember I said investing in an outcome, which brings this card of investment under the World, which means they invested in bringing a certain situation to an end. And they needed this to happen swiftly. They wanted it to happen within a certain amount of time. Feels like no longer than, 8 weeks. Okay, so you got the High Priestess here. You got Temperance and the Page of Coins. And Temperance with the High Priestess, that's like balance through a new balance through a new beginning through secretive means. And this was also going to help to bring other financial situations into fruition, new business opportunities, or protect business opportunities that were in the works. But we've got a Four of Cups here to the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And what that feels like to me is literally, this is an unrequited offer because they did not expect Tori to become combative and speak up and fight back. Because Six of Swords is moving on from a very hectic, toxic, chaotic situation, okay? So it's like the harder they push, the harder he pushed back. And this was something that they, like I said, they totally did not expect to come into fruition, okay? And look, they're both nervous because we've got the High Priestess here to the Nine of Swords. And that lets it be known that there's much more information that can be dug up in this situation. And they're very, very nervous. They're pretty much on bated breath because they don't know what all is about to come out. This wasn't supposed to go this far. This is the energy that I'm getting. It was supposed to be lock, stock, and barrel. Once we push this through, it's over. Nobody will have to hear from him again. It's just they understand it's just the way this goes. He was supposed to just go out like the baby with the bath water, so to speak. And we've got the Six of Swords here and the Knight of Wands. So, they were very impetuous. They rushed in to close this situation out, to separate themselves from this situation, okay? Because they knew that as soon as they walked away from this, they just had it in their mind that this was done. It was over with. This toxic, chaotic situation was a wrap, and it was like no looking back, right? This was the vibe, the energy that I get, that once they close this out, it wouldn't be revisited. But there's a hangman here, and it's bringing that high anxiety that I just talked about. The Nine of Swords just hit the table, because now this is bringing anxiety to this emperor and his abundance. And this is a hangman. Definitely a huge complication. Did not see this coming. And of course we know there was a altercation due to Tori juggling between the two women. But the truth is going to come out about the actual position of who was standing up for and defending whom, okay? Seven of Cups for me is not just about considering your options. This is about, libations, people being under the influence. So the other side of this story is going to come out soon. And this is what's giving everybody so much pause, because they had no idea that this was going to actually manifest the way that it is. So that's that as you sow, so shall you reap for the world. So it's like they brought an end of things as we knew it for Tori, but on the back end it's coming back around, and it's going to bring an end to everything as they know it, as far as these prosecutors. Interesting enough, Kathy Ta, she completely got out of the LA County court system, and she went on to work for another department. So she got out of the prosecutor's office. And see, there's secrets here. Okay, when the moon comes out, there's always another side of the situation that you don't see. So to see the moon fall under the Seven of Coins in the world lets me know that there was something invested in secret that brought an end to a cycle, that brought balance through a new beginning, the Temperance. And first time ever to get the both of these together. Ace of Coins represents a large amount of money possibly being handed over, but it also means that, you know, someone is investing in their faith. They're putting everything that they have into their faith. Um, and this falls under the Hermit and the Eight of Wands, because Tori had just said, hey, I'm going to invest in my faith. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to put everything that I have into my belief in God. And we got the card of the Truth here. So I believe that that goes for the last statement that I made, that he decided to trust in God, to let God fight his battles, and to just stay hopeful and to have faith due to this situation. Also, this Ace of Swords falls under the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Cups. And this is a role that represents the prosecution, that this is going to be a very major unrequited offer when the truth comes out about these situations from the past, okay? And the maleficent energy that went into pushing things forward. Because there's certain things that, had they have been filed a certain way, they would not have been accepted because they didn't meet the standards. So it's giving me the energy that things allegedly were tweaked in some way to make them more presentable, to be presented before the court. Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is like rushing in really, really swiftly. And this falls under the Priestess. Oh, excuse me, y'all. This falls under the Priestess. And this was something that helped the prosecution consider their options when it came to how they were going to take action in this situation. Because like I said, I keep getting that a lot of the prosecution office passed on this case. They let it go. They saw this situation as toxic, chaotic. They really didn't see how they could win this case. So these two feel like a last ditch effort, as if they didn't take it, nobody else would. And this is how they ended up taking a leap of faith to manifest the situation. That's crazy. That's, I mean, to see an Eight of Cups, this is like up to possibly 8 other prosecutors could have possibly turned this down. I feel like it was a resounding no until it got to these two. It went throughout the whole office and nobody wanted to take it. That's the energy that I'm receiving. And here it is. It's like now these two are considering their options, trying to figure out how are they going to hold this together. Wow. It is, I don't think they know in the full scope of things. I don't feel like they know what all the AG and Tori's team may have, you know, when it comes to evidence and against them. I'm getting a word that I do not use. Let me look it up. What, exculpatory? Is that even a word? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something. Exculpatory. What is the meaning of exculpatory?
According to Merriam-Webster, tending or serving to clear from alleged fault or guilt. Examples: the DNA found at the crime scene proved to be exculpatory. It did not match that of the defendant, and so he was acquitted.
Get the hell out of here, y'all. Okay, so that's why I always listen to my angels, because they'll give me things and I'm like, huh, what is that? So you hear that exculpatory evidence, okay? So this is why the other prosecutors would not take this case. They did not have the DNA evidence. There was not enough proof. Once they realized the DNA did not match, that things were not in proper alignment, they all turned this down until it got to these two. So I don't know when this is going to come out, that I want to say 90% of the DA and I want to say DA's office, prosecutor's office, they turned this down due to the DNA evidence. Shout out to my angels, because I'm like, what is that? What is that word? What does that mean? So yeah, the exculpatory evidence. This is why the majority of the office did not want this case. Okay, they juggled with who was going to take this case. This even would have been a good case for the defense to fight, and they just didn't want to waste taxpayers' money, time, and energy. So they just stepped away from this. But it feels like there was a secret investment that helped to bring this together and bring this cycle to an end. So like I said, there's a lot of coins all across this spread, and allegedly it looks like somebody spread the wealth, and that wealth was the motivator to get this tried. Allegedly. Yeah, and see, here's the message that comes in. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make sure y'all see this. Here's the message that comes in, okay? Knight of Swords, and then you got what? The Justice and Temperance. This is what brought balance through a new beginning for the Justice Department. Whew, goodness gracious. There's going to be some major investigations from the DOJ when it comes to this case. These two stepped in it, baby. Oh, they stepped in it and they smeared it too. Okay, so Palace of Cups. You can't listen. It's reconfirmation, but when I tell you it's consequences and repercussions for every action. So now, okay, you've got the Palace of Cups, which means that people are very, very quiet about what's going on in secret, okay? But there are a lot of emotions flowing with this situation, to where people don't know how to think, how to feel, what to do, because you got the Eight of Swords here, which represents, keeping someone bound, locked up, trapped due to a Six of Coins, which means a large amount of money, okay? Unearned money, under the table money. I keep getting the energy of money exchanging hands. Favor for a favor, back, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, with a stack, allegedly. Hold on, let me cover up her biddies, because y'all know how YouTube is. So here it is. This is what brought justice through a new beginning, okay? The Justice, which is like the Justice Department, and Temperance brought balance through a new beginning through justice, the Justice Department. But this is also on the back end, which is going to be Tori's saving grace, because this is going to bring balance through a new beginning as well through the Justice Department. Once all of this information comes out And if you're new to me, I did a reading well over a year ago about now that Tory Lanez has been convicted, what to expect. It's still up on this channel. I spoke about collusion. I spoke about the things that were going to come out. This is literally it right here. Okay. I spoke about the judge and the prosecutors. The judge possibly wanting to step down. Like, this is going to hit hard. So here it is. So now you got someone who's very, very deep in their emotions, brooding even, but they're keeping a poker face in the public because they need, at this point, for Tory to be locked up. They need him to stay locked up, because if he comes out, then the truth comes out. And that's where the problem lies. So finally, here it is. We've got the Temperance card falling under the Knight of Wands. It's like they rushed everything so that they could have this balance through a new beginning and manifest through the actions of, you know, the DA's office. I mean, it's just, when I tell you this row is screaming at me, because you got the Palace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Fool. It's like they took a leap of faith and jumped face first into this opportunity that everybody else saw as toxic and chaotic and walked away from, to manifest the ultimate abundance through this emperor. But now everybody's nervous, everybody's scared, everybody's considering their options. They're juggling with how they're going to defend themselves, possibly even looking into, you know, hiring their own counsel. Ain't that crazy, y'all? Counsel, having to hire their own counsel, trying to figure out how they're going to fight this now that this message has come out about them hiding, you know, witness statements. Because now it's the end of a cycle, and it's as you sow, so shall you reap. For what you for what you invested, or what was invested in you in secret. Yeah. And this King of Cups here, this person who secretly feels very deeply for this star. Okay, star represents Aquarius. So someone who feels very deeply for this Aquarius, who took this leap of faith as well. Oh, Jesus, this is a mess. This is far beyond business. This does not feel as if this person did this to protect their assets and business, because there's no pentacles in this area right here. These are cups of love. Somebody was deep in their feels, and they needed this to push forward towards victory. Six of Wands. Listen, once again, confirmation and reconfirmation. I put that on my broke nail. Look at this. The Two of Cups, honey. These aren't just lovers. These are like soulmates. Person who was juggling and very defensive and willing to fight because of the messages that came back that would end everything for them, especially what they invested in this person in secret, because they have a soft spot. They have a place in their heart for this person. Somebody cue up Michelle, Something in My Heart. Yeah, something in my heart's got me hooked on you. Now, I don't know how many readings I have to do to keep picking up on this same energy, because I've picked up on this same energy within like 5 different readings, and the people that I've read on are unrelated. but the energy between these two, the synergy between these two, remains the same no matter whose reading it is. Lord have mercy. Look, you've got the star here. Like I just said, that air sign, that Aquarius. King of Cups is on the table, Tree of Life, and the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is a very twisted, intertwined mess. And there's so much that's going to come out attached to this, so much more than people could have ever imagined, because there's secret affiliations throughout the court, there's secret romantic relationships. It feels like there are secret under the table payments to people to push things along and get, a certain required result. This is the best soap opera I've never watched. So you got the Queen of Cups here, okay, and the Two of Swords. And this falls under the Palace of Cups. Now, mind you, this King of Cups is over here, this Queen of Cups is over here, but it's like this person, okay, he's juggling with someone else, but protecting her because he loves her, allegedly. I wish y'all could see my face right now because this is nuts. But you've got the World here, which means there's an end of a cycle coming for the person that he invested in, and the secret between them and what they were building, the infrastructure that they were building in this secret relationship. Okay, so not together, but unofficially together because you had to juggle to be with this person. What in the world? And I feel like this is multiple situations, okay? Multiple situations where people are secretly dating, allegedly. And now all of these people who are tied together through, it's like this, through destiny and fate. It's like they're all tied together by the red string of fate. And all of this had to happen to fulfill a prophecy, believe it or not. Even when you think about the Bible, when you think about the Last Supper, and you think about Jesus sitting there with the disciples, and he tells all of them what they will do in the time when he is supposed to be, sacrificed. And it's like, oh no, I would never deny you. I would never do this and I would never do that. And the moral of that is Judas had to happen for Jesus to ascend. All of these people are a part of a beast system that represent the energy of Judas. This had to happen for Tori to ascend. Tori's energy, his fate is way bigger than just music, but music is how he was able to be introduced into this path, if that makes sense. And you have to also think about what happened to Judas. When Judas had served his purpose, those same demons and those same energies that encouraged Judas to come against the Messiah convinced Judas to end his own life. Okay? So Judas ended up, meeting his fate, his demise for betraying the Messiah. But it had to happen so that the Messiah could ascend and he could serve his spiritual and earthly, you know, purpose. And if you look at the way Tory's life is right now, even though he's in prison, he's helped almost 500 inmates to get legal aid to help them to have their cases looked at and possibly retried. Some of these people are being released. This is a part of his journey. This all had to happen. This was God's undying hand. This was fate. It was fated to happen. So what we're going to see from here is the Maitreya's, the people who came against him in this beast type energy. Okay, they're all going to start dropping. I'm channeling the song from Prince 7. For those of you who don't know that song, the chorus says, "All seven and we'll watch them fall." Okay. If you listen to the rest of the chorus to get the full, meaning of what that song is saying, because some of these people are going to fall indefinitely. They're not coming back up. So even for me to channel that song 7, it's letting me know that there is a strong 7 connected to what happened to Tory, that are going to fall and they're never going to rise again, because this is their fate for what they have done. So we've got the independent woman here, okay? And the independent woman, we already know who that is. That's Megan. And she falls under justice and faith. And you got the Knight of Coins here. So, interesting enough, like I said, a lot was invested into things around her to help push her forward and to help her go into the next level of her career. But the Knight of Coins is letting me know that the money is not coming in the way that she expected. It's rolling in a lot slower than what she thought. But she has a lot of legal fees, a lot of things that she has to pay for and pay back to the parent company that pretty much owns her likeness. And for those of you who don't know, she signed a trademark, what do you call it? A power of attorney over her trademark of her brand, okay? And when she signed that, she signed away all rights to own, operate, and control the marketing, ownership, and financial decisions of anything that has to do with her overall brand through trademark. And due to that decision, it cost her big time. So you got Judgment here and the Two of Swords. So judgment means that, they thought this was going to be a final ruling when they cut him off from society. Okay, but what goes around comes around, and now this Two of Swords is falling under the Eight of Swords, which means that they're going to cut this sentence. So how are they going to cut this sentence? Okay, so we know something has to end for something new to begin, but it's moving slow. It's moving forward, but if you look at the story of the tortoise and the hare, the tortoise still ends up making it across the finish line. So I see him still getting the balance through a new beginning, but things are moving slower than they expected. But that's working out for Tory, because the slower things move, the more information that's going to come out. Okay. And this is where things go downhill for Ba and Ty. Excuse me. I just messed that all up. I put their last names together. For Ty and Bots, this is where things go downhill for them. because the more that comes out, the more that reaches the AG, the more that the AG allows to be presented before a court of law, or allows to be permitted, so that Tory's defense can petition to go back before a court of law, the worse it's going to be for them. See, they rushed through everything to push him into, his sentence, but by the defense and the attorney general taking their time to comb through everything, it feels like this is where justice is going to come for Tory. Look at that. Now, remember I told you it's multiple sets of lovers, possibly, okay? Oh, God. This Motley Crue is about to face judgment, y'all, for their decisions, because the lovers also represents choice and decisions. Also the energy of Gemini. So by Gemini season, things can really be, going off like powder kegs all around the two of them. Yeah, look at that. I just shuffled and look what just came back. The lovers and the hangman. So their choices literally are coming back to hunt them. They're going to face consequences for things attached to what they've done in the past, to bring things to an end, to bring balance through a new beginning. And here's the hangman that's going to be attached to them due to their work. And this is going to also become a hangman that's going to be attached to this star, because more messages are going to come out. And when the Knight of Swords is in the upright, just like the Ace of Swords, those are messages of truth that are coming in very swiftly. And baby, this, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, is where we watch the party die, okay? This is also going to be the other side of, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. And they're going to make this about the numbers when they decide to get ready to release Megan, because there's a lot of conflict between everybody about the situation that happened at work, with the independent woman. These prosecutors are literally, they're at odds right now. And I'm literally, in my mind's eye, I can see Bots. Bots is more upset about this than Todd. Not to say that Todd isn't upset, but I see Bots more upset about this because when she separated herself, he carried the torch. Remember, there were, documentaries that came out where he was in the vehicle and he tried to reenact how this happened. So think about how much of a fool he's going to look when they reenact this in court and show how this allegedly may have possibly never happened the way that it was described. It's definitely going to be a huge blow to his credibility. And so any of you who follow theater, you know that those masks also, they're also representative of laugh now and cry later, because they're going to get to the bottom of what actually happened with this celebratory moment that went bad. And the Ten of Cups represents family energy, okay? So don't be surprised if you start to find out about the Kardashian family attaching themselves to this on the back end. Kim being supportive legally, wink, wink, okay, and them supporting Tory in some type of way because of what happened at their family's house. Yeah, all this argumentative energy, this harsh communication, they're sorry for this now, but it's a little too late. Day late, dollar short for sure. So yeah, they're gonna go back and dig into the past of both of these prosecutors, look into their familial histories, tap into things that they have already been a part of. Expect other cases that the both of these prosecutors that they have tried in the past before Tory to be re-examined so that they can see if they've used possible like tactics in these other cases. If these people have prosecuted you before, Tory, after this information comes out, this is going to be a very, very big win for people that have lost their freedom and done time, whether they are still in prison or not, to have their sentences overturned due to the information that's going to come out between these two with this case. And look at this. I'm going to end this here. They are extremely sorry that they took part in this betrayal, but it's something that they can't take back now. It's something that they cannot ever live down. And now they're going to feel just as betrayed when the people who helped them to get into this situation turn away from them and pretend like they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So this is my energetic tap in on Kathy Ta and Alexander Bott, a Motley Crue. I'm going to go ahead and close it here. I thank all of you for your time, your viewership, and support. And this reading is adjourned. I'll see y'all soon. Let me hurry up and finish this so I can get it uploaded today. Bye-bye, y'all.